Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Tyranny with me, Bring It On. So off camera I was thinking about it, and I really don't like this item. I was excited when I got it, so I wanted to equip it. It's too circumstantial, because not only does an enemy have to be attacking Barrack, which they most likely will be, but they also have to critically hit. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I wonder if you can trigger it yourself by healing Barrack and getting a critical hit with a heal, or like any of the other buffs. They give you a little more control over it. Still, it's too circumstantial, so I'm going to actually give him back the regeneration, and Lantry's going to get this back. Because this you have control over. You can choose when to cast this, if you want to cast it. And then this is always working. Like the rest of these accessories, they are always active, they don't have any requirements. Where this, like the circumstances have to align for you to actually utilize that, and I don't like that, so. We'll probably sell it. It's worth what, 28 bronze, so. Let's talk to Alice and Laurent. And you know the law. These products are contraband. You're not allowed to bring them into or sell them in Lethian's Crossing. Paintbinder, your assistance, please. I need your help before this brute takes my belongings. What is the issue here? It's robbery. That's the issue here. This soldier stopped me and is going to confiscate my goods. I need you to adjudicate. You know the situation is not that simple, Laurent, but if you wish to petition for adjudication, I'll present my case to the Fatebinder. If you bring me into this, you must abide by my decision. Do you both agree? Of course I do. I'm in the right, and I know you will see things my way. I'll abide by your decision, Fatebinder. Alright, to Laurent. What is your grievance? We merely wish to sell these items here in town. The goods themselves are not against the law. There's nothing wrong with them. But Alice is trying to confiscate them. To Alice, why are you threatening to confiscate this man's goods? He's attempting to bring goods in obtained from illegal sources. We do not allow coarse bought products to be sold in Lethian's Crossing. This policy is well known. He should not be surprised that we are taking his goods. Yet to Laurent, you're attempting to sell goods from an illegal supplier? Where we got them is of no consequence. The goods themselves are not illegal, and are needed in Lethian's Crossing. The petty feud between the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus has no bearing on this transaction. So Alice, these goods aren't illegal. Why would you confiscate them? A purchase and sale of items from both the Bronze Brotherhood and Scarlet Chorus are illegal. The law is the law. Just because someone doesn't agree with the law, doesn't mean they can ignore it. Yeah, I don't want to bribe. I'm ready to make my decision. Do either of you have anything else to say? These goods can benefit the people of Lethian's Crossing. It'll be a waste to destroy them. We should be allowed to sell them here. These goods were obtained through illegal means. They should be confiscated. They're breaking the law. Everything else is irrelevant. Actually, yeah, I like this. I know because if they're going to be confiscated anyway, they'd be distributed amongst somebody. They wouldn't just be left to waste, so, yeah. The goods will not be confiscated, but will instead be distributed to the townsfolk for free. But Fatebinder, how can this be? We agree to stand by the decision, Laurent, and so we shall. The Fatebinder has spoken. Move along. It is a shame that such blatant disregard of the law is allowed, but I swore to stand by your ruling. So be it, Fatebinder. I mean, he doesn't get to sell it, which was the law, right? Whatever. I mean, it was a, more nuanced interpretation of the law, but still. Greetings and salutations. The jolly merchant greets you with a smile and a clap on the shoulder. And welcome to Lethian's Crossing, home of the best merchant in the entirety of the tiers. He pauses and winks. That would be me. Harkey and Bronze at your service. He bows. What can I do for you? I'd like to see your wares. Ooh, mercy. Ooh, two-handed. Devastating, a weapon crit, foe target. So it pushes him half a meter back. Rejuvenating, accelerates recovery on kill. Ooh. The barbed head of this mace flashes a healthy, exuberant green whenever it makes a killing blow. I mean, I like the sound of that, since recovery is the weakness of my build with the heavy armor. It's a little pricey, though. And grounding garbs. Grounding plus 10 armor, shock. Stolen. Materials of lightning avoidance are often donned by hill folk during seasons of volatile weather. Soft step heel wraps. Plus 10 subterfuge of rogues. I like the name of that. These basic coverings dampen the sound of footsteps and are found among the traditional garb of army assassins. Person shackle we just sold to him. Manteau of mirrors. Spell reflection. Reflect 20% of incoming hostile spells back to their casters. This cloak doesn't protect from the elements, but the reflective fabric bends light at strange angles. Sounds really good too. And it's not that expensive. Ring counters seal. Plus 10% will defense. Wise. The ring counter seal is a token of respectability among those with a mind for numbers. Ooh, fire. If we have rooting, we have a... Ooh, we don't have bleeding, though. Be a little short. I don't know if I want bleeding. I think the fire core would be better. We'll hold off on that for now, because we're not doing super well money-wise. Let's finish talking to him first. Ah, Fatebinder. Come to stock up, I see. Harkin Bronze at your... Alright, already read that. What can you tell me about other merchant companies in the tiers? There have been several over the years. They've thrived or struggled in this new age of law. He counts off his fingers. There were the Jade Marmots, the Lace Fringe, the Linked Rings, and of course, the Handover Quill. He grimaces at the last one. But don't let me forget the Visitors of Prosperity, the Yellow Moguls, the Tenfold Pallor. He trails on for some time. Tell me more about Handover Quill. They were once a powerful trade organization that, well, he cups his mouth and glances around. Let's just say that you didn't want to get between them and a contract. But with Tunon's new laws in the Bastard City, the Quill slunk into the shadows of a Kyros' authority, trying to keep a lower profile. If you're involved in any of their dealings, stay far away. The shipment of iron and weapons went missing. It was found with this seal in a house in Echo Call Crossing. He strokes the shadow of beard growth under his chin. Suspicious, I agree, but war always has its little problems. He waves a dismissal. It doesn't add up. Now if we can return to the subject of my wares. He smiles and readies to show you some fancy bauble. The weapons are meant for the disfavored, and the Vendrian Guard suddenly had iron weapons. The Vendrian Guard. Harkin drums his fingers on his mouth and considers. Well, this changes things. I suppose. Changes things. What does Handover Quill have to do with the Vendrian Guard? First things first. Harkin clears his throat. This will come at a price. If something unfortunate took place, my connection were traced back to me, the consequences would be costly. Have you considered that shaking me down could be even more costly? He studies you a moment before his posture deflates. No, I suppose not. You can make my life far more difficult in the long run, can't you? If you read a word of this to anyone, I'll denounce you for the liar that you are, but... He looks around to make sure there are no settlers close enough to overhear what is being said. I received instructions from Fifth Eye to use Handover Quill to deliver iron weapons to Vendrian's Well Citadel. I don't question my orders, I just follow through. I don't know anything else, and that's the truth. Okay, you know what? We're gonna buy the fire sigil. Still hurting for money, but that's okay. I think getting all the magic early on, just it makes sense. So let's learn this and see what new spells we got. Searing Palm. Gather heated energy into your hands and release it onto a foe. The target ignites in flames, burning over time. Then you can add frost to that. Fireball. Strike the target with a bolt of flames, dealing fire damage to them and any nearby enemies. Pretty straightforward. Flash Fire. Conjure a flash of flames that burns nearby enemies, but is interrupted and left burning. So that's the cone. Right? Yeah. Glowing barrier. Use your knowledge of the flame to gain a healing effect when you would otherwise be harmed by fire. A portion of incoming fire damage heals you, and your fire armor is increased. Does this heal you too? No, it just increases your armor against certain damage types. Okay, okay. What about this? That's right, I wanted this for Barrack. Okay. So Mantle of Flames creates a fiery aura around the target that damages foes and removes frozen from allies. Twisting Flame. A direct and entwining wave of flame across the battlefield. Each enemy caught in the flame's path takes fire damage and is left burning. And then Ignite Brand. Light your target's weapon of flame, causing all attacks made with the weapon to deal additional fire damage. Pretty straightforward. No other effect other than extra damage. I might give that to my main character, actually. Not quite enough for that. Could do that. No, it doesn't stack with Polish Arms, does it? Alright, well, we got it. I don't know if I'm going to use any of it yet, but we'll get around to it. Alright, let's finish exploring outside before we start going inside any buildings. We'll explore the western half of Lethian's Crossing first, followed by the east. Due to the frequency of raids, all the bridges and ramps in Lethian's Crossing can be raised to provide safe places for settlers to hide. Bronze dagger. At the very least, something to sell, so I can try and get that other magic accent. Some meat. Some mead. Hello, Melita? Melita? Good day to you. Okay, didn't want to talk to you anyway. Should probably do a quick save. There we go. Thought I pressed the wrong key. So I use F keys for quick saves and quick loads, and I also use F keys for starting and ending my recordings. Sometimes I get them mixed up, and I want to accidentally cut my recording short.
It's all in the reflexes.
Let's do a couple of things real fast. Let's drop that there. We'll give him the mead. Bleast Bood Pollen. No, Beast Blood Pollen. Who has that equipped? I thought... Oh, he has this on his in his inventory, and I have the whetstones. You remember to start using those consumables when I know that combat's right around the corner. This is the Eastern Waterfall. Though it cascades down alone, some settlers believe that the waterfall split from a single source somewhere above the old walls. During clear mornings, the Western Waterfall reflects the rising sun in a beautiful display of color. So there's a lot of abodes we can enter. Special visibility, we'll give that to Verse. Actually, speaking of Verse, let me compare this real fast, because I know this is a throwing dagger. How does this compare to... It's better DPS, accuracy, and recovery. Yeah, so I'm probably going to sell Trickster's Tooth. That'll give me enough probably to get that
Right.
magical accent. Biotis. Sounds very sci-fi. A welcome friend. The merchant cries out to you, his belt jingling with rings. He waves his arms about in a dramatic presentation of his wares. What brings you to my humble trading post? Have a certain something in mind, or just browsing? Show me what you have for sale. Most certainly. Have a look. Iron Javelin. Forge-bound apprentice armor. 16. Seems pretty good. It is blue, though. Another fire sigil. Volcanic weapon. This sword contains a magical accent which causes a material force spell to grant burning strikes that damage targets in a line. It's really cheap too. The other one costs 12, so let's grab this. Okay. Alright, so what does that affect? Oh, it's down here. So if I do this... So damage 8 to 14 fire, length 10 meters. So every time you attack, it just shoots through. Does it hit allies? No, I think it says foes specifically. Accent uses fire and brimstone to cause material force spells to damage foes in a line. So it's like an AoE. That sounds pretty good. You have to line it up right, but I like the sound of that. We'll play with that a little bit more. I'll probably figure it out off camera. He destroyed my property, and I will be paid for it. I'll deal with him in a second. I want to finish running around. Oh, what'd I find? Here it is.
You see what I see?
Drowsy drop. A weapon crit. Put someone to sleep. Okay. Some gems to sell. Topaz and sable root. Alright, let's go back up top and finish exploring the easternmost side. Oh, missed this too. Oh, never mind, it's the camping supplies. Some water. I think this, yeah, this one. Some more crafting materials or upgrade materials, whatever they are, for the spire. Some more water. Alright, I'm gonna go back and buy that other... Oh,
See that?
light leather helmet. +3 accuracy. It's a straight upgrade. Congratulations, Verse.
I got it.
He was all the way down here. We'll speed it up just a smidge. So I'm assuming a lot of the magic that I'm buying you can find at some point in the game, but I don't want to risk not finding it. So we're going to buy it as we come across it, if I can afford it. I did find more stuff to sell, didn't I? Yeah. So that by itself was enough to get us the bleeding accent. Give me some more variety in spell casting. Can't do that. But he can. That's right. I'll have to change inventories. I said change the character I've selected. Does it matter which spell? Nope, you can just throw it on whatever. Cool. So I guess I need damaging spells. Again, that's be something I play with off camera.
I got it.
I'll check down here real fast.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Okay, okay. Care to take a look at my wares? I will. Wait, can I? Yeah, I can. Let's go down here. See what secrets we can find. Swing of Insight, plus 15 defense against spells, and 20% will defense. And a broken hilt. You know, the sword's blade is broken. The hilt's craftsmanship is particularly impressive. A master blacksmith at a Spire Forge upgrade may have more information about this item. Ooh, I wonder if that's for a unique item, or if it's like a generic. Generic thing. Some more stuff to sell. Good, I'm starting to find some proper loot here. I like this. Like, loot has felt so scarce up to this point. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bridge and work our way and start talking to everybody in the this lower area first. Let me go up here before I do that because I haven't checked out. Okay. Merchant Helena, let's talk to you. Fine day, my friend. What interests you in my wares? I have all manner of goods I know you'll need, or you need. I'll show what you have for sale. She pats her hand on her ring belt. Let's see if we can find something you like. Juggler's gloves. Nimble plus 10 ranged accuracy. These gloves were once worn by a famous mummer, whose troop moved between Lethian's Crossing and Apex. During a performance, the juggler offered a lighthearted rhyme about Kyros, which an attending disfavored officer took as a grievous infraction and claimed the juggler's left hand. That'd be good for Lantry, I think. I do like his current gloves, though, since... You know what? He doesn't need this. Because he doesn't focus on using his quill, and this gives him a status immunity, so I think that's better. A lot of merchant's equipment here. Warrior's Girdle. Plus 10 athletics. This belt tightens about the midsection in a manner that stimulates the wearer's humors. It's expensive, though. Okay, some good stuff here to buy, or good stuff to buy here in Lethian's Crossing. Let's talk to Ventara. Good day to you, Fatebinder. The soldier gives you a brief salute. She then stands at attention. My name is Ventara. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing. Commander, it's been a while since I took leave at the crossing. Glad to see you have everything in order. Barrick nods. Barrick, I haven't seen you since the March on Stalwart. It seems you've done well for yourself since then. She looks him up and down. What happened to you out there? I picked up some extra baggage along the way. Nothing I can't handle. Well, you look a mess. First chance you get, I want to see you in proper uniform. Understood? Without waiting for a response, she returns to attention. What can I help you with? I have the disfavored fared with the additional iron weapons. It has been a boon to us, Fatebinder. They have helped us maintain peace and order here in the crossing. You have our thanks for your generosity. She salutes you. Can you give me some information on what's happening in Lethian's Crossing? Our current orders are to garrison Lethian's Crossing. We're to secure the safety of the Forgebound, the sanctity of Kyros' laws, and the well-being of the settlers. We're dealing with the gang of Free City's mercenaries who need to club back to... We need to club back to setting sun. She coughs nervously. Well, that's not the official order, but you get the idea. There's a small matter of a thief in town, but I'll not bother you with such trifles right now. I'm sure my soldiers can handle it. Alright, I must be going. Shuffle well, Fatebinder. She taps the back of her gauntlet to her helmet and bows deeply. Well, you can always just tell me about the thief. I'll keep my eyes open at least.
Can't do that.
No reason for secrets among friends. Alright, so I might better finish talking to all NPCs outside of the buildings this episode, because there's Vitus and Christina. Was that it? I thought there was something
Can't
up here.
do that.
Let me double check. I've never seen one other NPC. I guess I could look at the map, right? Forge-bound merchant. Was that him? The Biotis? Oh yeah, I did sell that forge-bound stuff, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I guess it's just these two... Whoops. Whoops. These two left to talk to down here. A Fatebinder. A moment of your time. A travesty of the highest order has been leveled upon me. I beseech you to rectify this atrocity. The disfavored soldier scoffs. Travesty. Beseech. Atrocity. What's with the sudden rise in the station, Christina? Are we trying to impress the Fatebinder? You're a glorified slave. He punctuates every sentence by counting them off on his fingers. You haul iron, you stoke the fires in the forge, you clean up after the real forge-bound. No one cares about you, so don't bother the Fatebinder with your meaningless problems. Like you're any better. A mere soldier with no authority and no control. You do what you're told, and that's all you can do. You're as much a slave as I am, but at least I am able to leave if I want. My slavery leads to enormous power. My problems aren't meaningless. Anyone can ask the Fatebinder to adjudicate their problems. You're just afraid you're going to be found at fault. Now, what is the issue here? Christina levels an accusing finger at Vitus. He killed out of the way. She was the best hauler we had, and was promptly broken in. Finally. She did what she was told, and was the strongest beast I've ever seen. So, actually, I'm thinking about it. I regret not siding with the disfavored, with the other merchant, or with the merchant earlier, because I have to take, because I don't know what the actual laws are in these areas, I have to take what the people tell me is the law at face value. So I should have sided with the disfavored, because that would have been the more lawful thing to do. Oh well. The animal was dangerous. If I hadn't done what I did, who knows what would have happened. Perhaps I didn't hear you correctly. Out of the way? My beastman. Do you know how long it takes to train a beastman? I know her name is a little unusual, but she was slower than the typical beast, and training took a little longer than it usually does, and she got in the way a lot. Say it enough, and it kind of just becomes a name. She shrugs. Alright, before you continue, if I agree to adjudicate, you must both agree to abide by my decision. Of course, I've been wronged, and I will have justice. Your decision is law, Fatebinder. I'll treat it as such. Alright, to Christina. Tell me what happened to Out of the Way. Out of the Way and I were taking a load of iron from the storehouse to the forge. I forgot the manifest from the housemaster, so I told Out of the Way to wait for me while I went back to get it. When I came back out, there was shouting, and I knew something was wrong. I ran back to where I'd left Out of the Way, and I could hear someone taunting her, calling her a mindless animal and other terrible things. Then I heard shouting and screaming. When I rounded the corner, Vitus was running her through. She gives Vitus a sour look and spits at him. Vitus laughs. Really, Christina? Don't you think you're leaving a little out of the story? To Vitus. Tell me what happened to Out of the Way. Vitus shoots Christina a look. Gladly. Now make sure you get the whole story. Christina opens her mouth, but Vitus holds up a hand and smiles. My turn. Now I'm not denying what Christina said, but she left off a critical piece of information. I was making my usual rounds, ensuring, like all dedicated disfavored do, that the piece is kept under my eye. I had just finished a pass and was about to head back to the hall when I heard a commotion. Shouting, growling, something falling over, and then screaming. When everyone came into view, I saw out of the way standing over someone, with their claws raised, and the rest of the onlookers carrying away from her. I shouted at her to stop, and she turned to look at me with an insane look in her eyes. She turned back and went to swing, so I rushed her and did what I had to do. I put down a crazed animal who was a danger to everyone in town. I feel no remorse for the action. I do not deny doing it, and I would do it again if it meant keeping Lethian's Crossing safe. If a townsperson was attacked, why aren't they here to present their testimony? Christina drops her head and looks to the side. Well, Vitus laughs. Not as eager to tell the gory details, are you? He shakes his head. There isn't a townsperson. Who is this? Oh, this is the Forgebound. There isn't a townsperson. At least, not anymore. I wasn't fast enough to respond to the disturbance. Out of the Way had already killed and gutted him by the time I arrived. Of course, I didn't know he was already dead when I ran her through. That wouldn't have changed anything. She was crazed. I did what I could to stop her from hurting anyone else. I could have stopped her. She always listened to me. Most of the time. Christina pushes Vitus. You killed my beast. My best beast of burden. It's going to take forever to train another one. And you're going to pay for time and wages lost because of it. You say Out of the Way was provoked, to Christina. Yes, the people of Lethian's Crossing can be ruthless. Yes, she's just an animal, but she wasn't their property. By your own admission, you didn't see what happened until it was over. How do you know she was provoked? Vitus laughs. Oh, he's got you there, Christina. Let's see how you try to talk your way out of this one. See, I like how much dialogue this matter is giving me compared to like the merchant and the other disfavored across, like on the other side of Lethian's Crossing. I can actually like get to the meat of this, and I like that. I'm actually adjudicating the problem instead of just... I should have gone with the law. I keep making mistakes with my decision making, and I almost always end up regretting it. I already told you that I heard people calling her a mindless animal and other horrible epithets. I don't need to see the actions to know what was happening. Sorry, Christina, but that's just not good enough. She could have been already attacking someone, and that's what prompted their yelling. Plus, she is a filthy beast. Well, was. Sorry. He smiles. It's not like anything they say was untrue, or said was untrue. The truth of their statements is irrelevant to what happened. You didn't see it either, genius. You don't know what happened any more than I do. She stops and turns red, and Vitus laughs again. That doesn't change the fact that you killed my beastmen. That's what we're discussing here. I never denied it. Let me state again, for the record, I killed Out of the Way. I did it to protect the people of Lethian's Crossing. I am not sorry. I would do it again, and I shouldn't be punished for doing my duty. End of story. To Vitus. If I decide in your favor, what do you want? Nothing. I want her to go away and leave me alone. I was just doing my job. This can't end fast enough. To Christina. And what are you looking for as recompense? Like I said before, I want his rings. He's going to pay for everything I'm missing out on because he can't control himself. I want payment for time and wages lost because my deliveries will take longer and all the work I will lose training a new beastman. I've heard enough and I'm ready to make my decision. Do either of you have any final words? Vitus opens his mouth, but Christina steps in front of him. He destroyed my property and is costing my income. He needs to pay for that. There was a danger to the town and I took care of it. I don't understand why we're even debating this. It was a stupid animal that was going to snap eventually. Now we don't have to worry anymore. Yeah, I'm going to side with Vitus here. Vitus is in the right. Out of the Way may have been provoked, but Vitus did what was needed to protect the town. Because she shouldn't have left it, if she knows the prejudices are there against the beastmen, she shouldn't have left Out of the Way unattended in the town where the people aren't going to take kindly to a beastman that's just, lurking about. So I'm going to go with Vitus here. So sanity is the order of the day. That's good to hear, Fatebinder. Now, if we can be done here, I have work to do. So do I. And how am I going to get it done? She stomps her foot and crosses her arms. Whatever. I don't know why I thought I'd get a fair hearing. I'm out of here. I have a new beastman to buy. But I didn't get wrath or anything with either group there. What? Yeah, I don't even have the forge bound here. What the? Okay.
Yes.
That's weird. I want to check one more thing real fast. And then we're going to call it an episode. I'll make sure there's no one else down here to talk to. Yeah, I didn't see any more named NPCs down here. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, it's a little pig. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here, and the next one we'll start going inside the buildings in Lethian's Crossing, talking, and maybe settling more disputes. Hopefully on the side of the law, and not try to be the diplomat like I did over here. I regret that so much. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.